Welcome to episode number 9 of the bulking series. Today we're going to do another full day of eating and kind of just see where the day takes us. So without further ado, go ahead and roll the intro. And before we go any further, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, all of that good stuff if you enjoyed today's content. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into meal number 1. Meal number 1 is nothing crazy. We've got some strawberries, a little bit of chocolate chips that are semi-sweet, some peanut butter on top of Greek yogurt. If you've been watching my channel, you know this is a pretty simple go-to. I pretty much eat this regularly because it's just easy to put together, and honestly, it helps hit a little bit of protein first thing in the morning. Additionally, we've got 4 over easy eggs. Now I will say that I've been eating eggs a little bit less here recently because honestly they're just not that appetizing after you eat them every day for months on end. So getting back into it, but I definitely had to take a break and I just wanted to throw that out for transparency purposes. As far as our macros go, we're looking at 674 calories and we're looking at 51 grams of protein, 37 grams of carbs, and 41 grams of fat. Now obviously the eggs are going to increase the fat as well as the peanut butter, but also if you've seen my full days of eating, you know that I typically front end my fats earlier on in the day and increase my carbs throughout the day with fats slowly trickling down. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and eat my first meal, but I'll go ahead and check in around meal number 2. Alright, it's time for meal number 2, and as you can see, we've got some ground beef, some protein pasta, red onion, and some avocado. Nothing to really redefine the wheel here, just something that's simple, easy, and I could kind of throw together after meal prep, which, included ground beef as well as protein pasta. Then of course, just add in some vegetables and keep things simple. Really, it's just fats, carbs, and proteins at the end of the day. So kind of just trying to find out what the balance should be for every single meal as you go along. That way it's simple and relatively sustainable on a day-to-day basis. So as far as this goes, let's go ahead and check our calories and macros. For our calories, we're looking at 851 total calories for this meal. And for our macros, we're looking at 55 grams of protein, 122 grams of carbs, and 22 grams of fat. Having a carb heavy meal for, a pre-workout meal typically is my go-to plan. So I'm gonna go ahead, eat this, relax for a little bit, maybe drink a poppy, and hit a workout in about an hour or so. And if you were wondering, today's flavor is raspberry rose, so I'm gonna drink this with this meal, but I'm not gonna count it into my calories because having one of these is only 25 calories and it's not really substantial. So I'll see you all here in just a moment. All right, it is currently 20 degrees inside of the garage right now. We're gonna go ahead and get our workout in. Not gonna lie, I didn't really feel like doing this today, but I think I'd rather just knock it out and feel better afterwards than sit around the house feeling relatively comfortable throughout the rest of the day. So it's freezing, but we're gonna get after it. So let's get to it. All right, the warm-up's done, so we're gonna go ahead and start moving this barbell. I'm gonna do a couple of warm-up sets here, so let's get into that. All right, warm-ups are done. 135 and then 225 for my warm-up sets. Max of 4 reps. I don't need to go super crazy with that. I'm just warming up. Speaking of warming up, this barbell is so cold it's actually hurting my hands. And that's okay. Again, didn't feel like doing this today. But I always feel better if I work out when I don't want to work out because it feels like I accomplished something that was difficult. This isn't a motivational speech, it's just the truth, but yeah, we're gonna do 315, hit it for 4 reps, and then do 5 more sets. slowly increase the weight and keep the reps between 1 and 4 reps throughout. So let's get to it. Alright, what you just saw was 355, go up for 4 reps. Move it over to 365 now. I don't know if I'm going to do the full 4 though. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to keep some energy storage and see if on the last set I can hit a PR. My previous PR was 425, so we're going to see if we can just exceed that. Maybe do like 435 and see how it goes. Sorry, I'm winded. It's cold. It's hard to lift. I'm running out of my breath. I know most people that clicked on this video probably haven't made it this far, so if you have, first of all, I appreciate you, but second of all, I think this would be a nice little treat if I can hit a PR, and at least you get to see the attempt. So stay tuned for that, but we're gonna do 365 for 2, maybe 3 reps, depending on how it feels. Alright, that's 405 for 1 and 425 for 1. I didn't realize my camera battery was this low, so I'm probably not going to film the entire workout. But I will film the PR attempt, so give it a shot. I think I'm going to try 435, so I'm going to put a 5 on each side. See how it goes, but 425 moved pretty well. Alright, so my workout is done. Hopefully that last clip came out okay. Did hit a deadlift PR today. That's going to be 445. So pretty big number, especially on a day where I really don't want to work out, like I said numerous times at this point. It was really cold and the barbell was super cold as well. So it felt good to knock that out, and it feels good to have gotten in a workout when most people are just sitting around watching TV today, mostly playoff football. So anyways, meal number 3 is here. It's gonna be a protein shake. Nothing crazy. It's banana, peanut butter, 2 scoops away, some almond milk, and some honey. So as far as our calories and macros go, we're looking at 639 calories, 59 grams of protein, 52 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. Also, I'm keeping the workout edit a little bit more raw than I normally would. No like crazy music or trying to transition or anything like that. The lighting in my garage just isn't good, and I don't think they come out that well, so I'm putting a lot of time towards edits, just for most people not to even make that like far or deep in the video. So I just figured it makes more sense to keep it a little bit more raw and uncut. Let me know what you think of that, if you like it better, if you want to go back to the other format. Let me know down in the comments below, and we'll adjust as needed. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, but I'll see you all at meal number 4. I should also mention that during the PR attempt, at the top you'll see me shaking my head. I didn't know if it was really a clean rep or not. Going back to the footage, I feel like it looks pretty good. I could feel like my spine bend a little bit. Now, it didn't hurt or anything like that, but I just felt like it was gonna show real poorly. I usually try to keep as good a form as possible on PR attempts, So I kind of just wanted to throw that in there in case you were interested as to why I was doing that. As promised, meal number 4 has arrived. You probably still hear the chicken sizzling in the background. What we've got here is some chicken fried rice. It's a pretty simple recipe, nothing too crazy. For whatever reason, I'm just exceptionally hungry today, so we're having a little bit of an earlier dinner than normal, and I'm pretty excited about that. This is a little bit more of a low-calorie recipe, and again, because I'm a little bit hungry, I don't want to just tempt myself into eating everything that's in the house, particularly overly processed foods, right? So trying to keep it relatively clean here. And for our calories, we're looking at 519 calories to 42 grams of protein, 54 grams of carbs, and 16 grams of fat. Now, I did add some spicy mayo on there, kind of like a yum yum sauce thing if you go to like a hibachi grill type thing. And it's homemade, it's just sriracha and some mayonnaise. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, eat this, and kind of just chill for a little bit, watch a movie, and I'll see you all at meal number 5. All right, last meal of the day, we're looking at popcorn. Realistically, I think the internet has kind of skewed people's perception of food. Not everything needs to be like overtly or over the top with protein. This isn't a high protein meal, but it's gonna be satiating. Like I said before, my hunger's been insatiable. So I'm gonna eat this and it's gonna cover the rest of my calories for the day, but also be able to kind of just like chip away at it instead of, you know, stuffing my face for 5 minutes. Which means for this meal, our calories are looking like 375. And as far as our macros go, we're looking at 6 grams of protein, 44 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. That puts my daily total on calories at 3,058 total calories, with our macros looking like 212 grams of protein, 309 grams of carbs, and about 125 grams of fat. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with that. I feel good, so I'm not going to complain about having a little bit more fats than I normally would, but feeling pretty good about it. So that's pretty much going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Again, if you did, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, all of that nonsense. And if you made it this far in the video, just know that I appreciate you. It really does mean a lot to me. I do put in a lot of effort into these videos, and even though I didn't want to work out today, I still managed to hit a PR, which was a pretty big accomplishment for me personally. So I'm glad that I could share that with you all. So with all of that said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Until next time, keep it together.